Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Good evening, Warband. It is your boy, Sir Yeetus, and welcome to episode 129 of Yeetus' Thoughts. Today's topic, I believe, is going to be pretty complex. And of course, I have to bring your boy, the newest member of the Warband, Gray, to come talk to me about this topic. Because this is something that I thought about a couple days ago. Me and Gray, we did talk about it before. How when it comes to women looking for a long-term relationship, yeah, resources is important, but status, power, respect is just as important. And guess what? It doesn't matter if it's from good or bad people. Power, status, and respect, it is what it is, whether it's good or bad. And we will explain that in a bit. It's going to be a good live stream today. But hopefully you guys enjoyed your Father's Day. I did. Oh, it was the battle of the ages, the battles of the gods, where we went crazy about politics. Oh, it was glorious. It was glorious. Oh, I heard a lot of feelings last night, but it's all good. It's okay. It's okay. They'll survive. I pretty much had to red pill them about how society really works. And of course, a couple of them, they didn't really want to, they refused to acknowledge what I'm saying, but a good amount of my family members like, oh my God, I never thought about it that way. Oh, you're right. Blah, blah, blah. But before the fiasco of, you know, the traditional political talks with family, I had a good time with my dad. great time. Appreciate your father's gentleman. If he was a good masculine figure in your life that was able to teach you as much as possible of how the real world works. Okay, not saying he can't show affection, not saying that he can't, but being able to pass down his knowledge, pass down his advice of what you should not do, and able to give you some sound information that you can apply in your life takes priority, right? If you want immediate nurturing and immediate caring right away, you go to your mom for that. Your dad, your father should not be concerned about how you feel 24/7. He should be concerned how well prepared you are once he's dead and gone. Even when it's Father's Day, even when we're having a great time, the family's here, the uncles, the cousins, the grandpas, whatever it is. Even when I'm chilling with my dad still does not stop giving me advice. And I appreciate that 1,000,000%. Because once again, whether you guys want to admit or not, or you guys don't realize it or not, your father has been there and done that. The only thing that he can say that he hasn't done is social media. Because social media is the very first thing that ever happened in human history. But besides social media, if you had a good father, a good masculine father, he gave amazing advice. Okay. Father and son doesn't have to constantly tell each other they love each other. Actions speak louder than the words between father and their children. I decided to get that off my chest, gentlemen. Because you know how soft generation is getting these days when it comes to what does my dad tell me he loves me 24/7? Oh, what is my dad? Oh, he's always doesn't have time for me, and blah blah blah. Like, have you ever thought about how much he's sacrificing, busting his ass at work? On top of that, dealing with the bullshit at home. On top of that, he's probably dealing with bullshit internally. On top of the bullshit, he's probably dealing with your mom. Bullshit, type of bullshit, type of bullshit. But he has to stay stoic. He has to stay firm. He has to show that masculine frame to show you that, hey, I still got this. I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure that you guys are good. I don't know. It's just me. At least that's how I'm going to be in the future. If you're looking for all that cozy, lovey-dovey, emotional nonsense, you go to your mom for that, because that's not how I show affection. Me and plenty of other men, we show our love through sacrifice. That's what a lot of kids these days, and that's what a lot of women these days, they can't comprehend. Or they do, and they take advantage of it. But my bad for sidetracking y'all. I believe I had to say that because there was a couple of people weren't in a good mood yesterday because, they wanted that affection, that emotional affection. I'm like, sorry, but your father will show affection when he will show affection, when he feels it's appropriate. But 9 times out of 10, he shows his love through his actions, through his sacrifice. So keep that in mind when you think that, oh, he hates you, or oh, he doesn't love you, blah blah blah. No, the fact that he was able to take care of you until you were 18 or even longer to make sure that you have a promising future, how's that not love within itself? Him busting his ass hours on end, working like a motherfucker to make sure that you have a secure future that he probably didn't even have in his childhood. Just think on that, gentlemen. Think on that. But before we begin this topic, if you want to support your boy, Sir Yeetus, the Warband, the best way is to click on those links on top of the chat, Cash App or PayPal, or you can do super chat or super thanks, whatever it is. Any donations, I completely appreciate it, completely. But if you can't donate, it's all good. I don't care. As long as you're here listening to what I have to say, that's all that matters at the end, right? Money is money, but the message will always outlast the money. All right. Do 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 do. All right, I'm reading the comments. Nothing too crazy. All right, let me go ahead and bring in Gray. Hopefully, you guys like his new avatar, temporary avatar, actually. What's going on, Gray?
Good evening, Warband.
My bad
Yeah,
for the.
this is,
I had to say it.
it's like Chronic sent some of the base concept art, but he's got one of the main Warband artists working on the proper thing. But I figured I'd throw something quickly together.
Yep, that's why it's temporary. How did your Father's Day go?
Pretty good. Had a good conversation with him on the phone over the course of an hour and a bit. Caught up on a lot of things. So, yeah.
And like I said before, I'm like, if y'all want to have all that, but my dad doesn't tell me he loves me 10 times a day. Listen, he probably got multiple injuries from work to make sure that you and the family is okay.
Yeah, no, honestly, he's taken his fair share of licks on the job. So,
Bingo. You know, a lot of, and in my opinion, we should definitely do a topic on this live stream because since there's plenty of single mothers, right? Moms show affection differently than dads. I'm not saying it's completely, but there's some differences between mom and dad. And I see a lot of men out there, especially with dads that they consider as being too stoic or not emotional whatsoever. They take that the wrong way and then eventually try to call it as toxic masculinity and all that nonsense. So I would definitely love to have a stream about that. I would love to have that.
yeah, I think kind of summarize it up as like both your mom and your dad can have a bad day at work, but at least your dad won't bitch about it to you.
Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you kept that simple. Yeah. Dad doesn't bitch about it like that whatsoever. In fact, all he's asking, when it comes to my father, is almost every day when he gets home, he just wants 1 hour to himself. Just 1 hour. Just let him decompress. That's it. And we knew the assignment, right? You know, the only person that can pretty much approach him was my mom, right? But everybody else needs to leave him be. Just let him relax because he worked at least 12 plus hours 5 times a week. It's something that a lot of sons and daughters and wives can't comprehend because you know he got to be super dad at he has to be super dad at work and at home.
Yeah, well, like, realistically, you're not going to understand your dad until you've been in that same position yourself, and it's going to take you a good 20 years to get to that point most of the time.
I agree. I definitely agree. Like, I don't have a family yet, but I know that fathers and men in general are beyond unappreciated because, like, literally, the grind does not stop for a good dad. It does not. It just 24/7. He has to put on that super cape and fix things that happen at home, things that are happening at work, things that are happening with family members. It just doesn't stop. And of course, you know, modern women like, oh, men ain't shit, fathers ain't shit. So I'm definitely going to have a stream about that in the future. Don't worry about that, y'all. And when I mean future, I mean a couple days. But let's get back into the topic. Let's get back because I just had to get that out there. I was too hungover to talk about it yesterday. So this topic today: women love men in uniform. They love it so much. Oh yeah. But at the same time, there's complexity in that because let's go just from the biological perspective. You know, besides resources, right? Because resources is pretty much number one. Not that far behind is a man that has established himself within his community as a respectable man that get things done, and a lot the people in the community like just gives him the utmost respect. They acknowledge his status. Just mentioning that this man's name will make a person change their perspective about you if you have any association with him, let alone being a girlfriend or a wife to that man. What do I say about that, Gray?
Well, I think it's quite simple. A man with resources but no status is bound to lose them. A man without resources but status will acquire them.
I agree. Like you don't even have to have any type of savings or whatever. But we're going to start with the bad side because we already know about the good side. So when it comes to gang members, when it comes to people that's within the mob, bikers, of course they're attracted to the bad guys. Yeah, that's a given. But if she's able to get to the one of the top bad boy or the top bad boy, her status is elevated like crazy. Because once again, status is status, whether you're a good man or a bad man. She will benefit from it. What do you say?
Well, honestly, I'd say that the bad man, in the context of society, is actually more powerful than many of the good men. Because what the bad man has is local and immediate power. Like, who do you think is more likely to cause a change on, let's say, your block? Is it going to be some upper to mid-level bureaucrat? Or is it going to be the guy with a gun on the street corner?
Yeah, with his boys and all that stuff. Yeah. The guy on the street corner.
Like, that's the thing. Like, being a part of the largest institution, yes, there's more potential power, but the presence of it is diminished significantly. And there's been plenty of incidents, from what I've heard, where like the woman calls a domestic to get a cop to come to the house. Meanwhile, her bad boy sneaks around, goes out the back, comes around the side, and, well, gives him a third ear and a fourth ear.
I definitely understand what you're saying, man. Because once again, the mention of a person, whether you're a good man or a bad man, your status has to be to that point, or respect or power has to be to the point where if she goes somewhere and she uses your name as some type of threat, or she just uses her name just to establish herself, where that person or people will change their mind immediately. Like, oh, she ain't shit. She ain't that. Oh, damn. Oh, that's the girlfriend of the leader of the Hells Angels? Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, madam. Hey, you want some discounts? Come on in. Come here. Here. Take some shoes. Here. Go ahead. That's the thing that women crave and desire, right? Not just the person that has all that power and respect and status, but that woman is able to control and manipulate that guy into her own favor. What do you say about that, Gray?
Well, it goes, I see, if we look at it from the simplest aspect of human history, like, say you've got, like, you're a village kind of on the outskirts. Yeah, there's the occasional, like, knight or your local lord might come through. But when there's some bandits in town, yeah, like the woman obviously is going to cater to the bandits, or in this case, the gang members, because they have the more immediate power, even though it is objectively less. And then on the other hand, and I've seen this with a couple local crime syndicates, I guess you'd call them, when the gang does eventually get busted and the girl is caught, she's the first one to squeal and gets off, sorry, with the lowest penalties.
I see what you're saying. And once again, another thing with being associated with a man with status and power and respect, they're less likely to yeet that woman to heaven if it's known that she's associated with somebody important. Like, we can use her to our advantage.
Well, let's be honest, you can't extract resources from a female. Like you might get information, but a female is far more powerful in being leverage against the men. That
I'm just saying, like, I got your girl right now, bro. I got your girl. What you gonna do? What are you on the back? What you gonna do? That type of stuff. Because if she was just some random female, yeah, way more likely she's gonna die. But if it's found out that, oh, she's part of the Kennedy family, or oh damn, she's dating this is a random name. She's dating Pablo Escobar. Oh shit. No, we may be able to do something about this. And she's way less likely to get killed immediately. There's some power to that. Not only trying to get something out of Pablo Escobar, or just out of fear of doing anything to the girl where Pablo Escobar will retaliate. So there's some power to that.
Oh yeah, and it goes the other way as well. Like, say it's a kidnapping ring. Like, they ideally want to go for the lowest status woman. If you get some like mid-government level bureaucrat's daughter, or God forbid, some high-ranking politician's daughter, and she's caught up in the back of your trunk, yeah, there's going to be a shit ton of heat on your ass now. So
yeah,
like that's really the thing. For all the strong, independent woman bullshit, like, men don't go after women to get to other women. They go after women to either get what the woman has, which is basically her body, or they go to use her as leverage against a man.
Because only a few times where it was successful that a bunch of robbers were able to leverage a poor person in the family, usually female, to get a very high ransom. But that was rare. I'm talking about like top dollar. Like, hey, I want 10, 20, 50 million dollars if you want us to return her to you right now. And it worked.
Yeah, I think actually one of the key examples, well, two contrasting examples, was this one group of military women. Like, they were straight up caught, and like they were like held for ransom, and in the end, like a special task force was sent in to go rescue them. Whereas if you're just some random tourist out in the Middle East, yeah, your head's gonna roll on camera.
Yeah, you're on your own. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And another example I want to use when it comes to women are attracted to status, power, respect, whether it's good or bad, is the criminals in prison. Especially serial killers. It's weird. Don't tell me.
I think that's honestly the local power, because like murder is still, I think, the biggest taboo in modern society. So someone who is willing to commit that taboo on a fairly regular basis and to do so in a calm, logical manner, they're the ultimate defiers of the law.
Yep.
Like they would be seen by the women around them as above even the government because they genuinely don't give a fuck. I mean, you don't get to a point of not giving a fuck quite as much as when you're a serial killer.
I definitely agree. And women are just enticed to that, right? Because once again, the reputation could be, you're good, everybody loves you, or you can be infamous. You can be notorious. Either way, women are enticed to that type of power, respect. That like a lot of men just don't understand. Like it took me a minute years ago. I'm like, yo, why are women like just it's not just going after the doctors, the police officers, the lawyers, but they go after the worst of the worst in society. Because both have similar things, which is how do I say? How do I say? They have a high place in society, whether it's a good place or bad place.
But here's the thing, to have a high place in society almost always means you are following the rules to some extent.
Well, what I meant is these people are so good or so bad that women will perceive, like you just said, they will perceive the bad guys as, oh man, like they don't give a damn. Oh man, like I love that aggressive, horrible bad boy behavior. They just don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about the rules. Or the guy that went the good way, the right way, that followed the rules and all that stuff, and honest working man, usually not honest, but let's just use that as an example. Honest working man that became a huge success, whether it's doctor, military, etc., whatever it is. Those positions are respected in society, but the bad boys are also respected, but in a bad way. If I
Again,
put that together right.
well, that's the thing. It's like following the rules. Because it's kind of a matter of there's two ways to win the chess game. You can either be better at chess or flip the table and put a 9mm to the other guy's head.
Yeah, either way you win, pretty much, or have a high chance of winning.
But which is going to be more versatile, which is going to get you resources in a wider variety of ways. If your skill is playing chess, outside of chess tournaments, you're kind of useless. If your skill is getting aggressive and violent, there's very few ways that you are not going to acquire resources.
That's true. That's why that saying of they'll wait at the finish line and pick the winners, they never really specified what kind of winners they're waiting for. So, I would like to get into something like that as well. Because winners in their eyes are the ones that, like you said, that they're willing to use power, fear, aggression to get what they want, or those goody two-shoe guys that took them 10, 15, 20 years to get to that high level position in society that follow rules.
And let's be honest, you can what a doctor can make in 15 years can be taken from him in 15 minutes by some aggressive dude with a weapon.
I agree. And the aggressive dude, if he's smart enough, which you get one or two smart guys in the criminal world. I mean, truly smart, cunning. They'll be able to make the doctor's salary within 1 to 2 months.
Yeah. Now it's usually kind of like a really fast burning candle. It doesn't tend to last long, but that's usually not the point.
Yeah, women are still
Like,
attracted to that. Yeah.
well, they're attracted to it because, again, looking back,
Yeah.
they had to be really flexible to day-to-day changes in order to survive.
Yeah. But I'm just saying right now, they just want fast, quick. They don't want to wait. They don't care about potential. And of course, the aggressive bad boy lifestyle of just fucking, I'll do what I want. If you don't like it, fuck you. And on top of that, based on their, you know, drug dealing or whatever they do to make quick bucks, and the quick bucks are usually a lot of bucks. They'd rather go for a guy that's able to get the resources 10, 20 times faster than, actually, no, I'll say 100 times faster than a guy that's doing it legally, right? Because they have to do many years to even get to that level. But even then, depending on the bad boy that has connections and the smartest stuff, he can just literally make a shit ton of money like there's no tomorrow. And women, young women, in fact, know this. So
But that's also, like, first of all, women are not exactly long-term planners to begin with. They don't get with a guy thinking about how great everything is going to be 20, 30, 40 years down the road. They're lucky if they're thinking 2 months down the road.
I agree.
And then on top of that, like, if their guy burns out, well, so what? They can get another one.
Yep, and that's what a lot of guys can't comprehend. You don't know how easy. I'm talking to you, Chad. You don't know how easy you're going to be replaced, whether you end up in jail or dead, or in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like,
Though I do want to point out.
let me say this real quick. Look at Ukraine, chat. I'm gonna keep using that until I can't use it no more. Look at the Ukraine situation. Already, these Ukrainian women are putting their fangs in men throughout Europe, and your body isn't even underground yet. That's a harsh red pill reality. Just put it out there. But what'd you say, Gray?
Yeah, just something successful has been saying in the chat. A man with a briefcase can steal more money than a man with a gun. The percentage of men with briefcases that are actually acquiring decent amounts of money, through laundering or taxation or just lining their pockets with whatever, it's minuscule compared to the amount of men with briefcases in general.
Yep. Because they can do drug deals, or they can just be like, you know what? Let me just go to the guy with the briefcase and say, hey, give me your money.
It's more so that, like, the amount of people who are like the best thieves, the ones who get to steal from all the people and legally, they are so few.
Yeah, it's the elite. Yeah, I agree.
Like, you could probably take out 1,000 people and get rid of all of them. But you take out 1,000 drug dealers, you haven't even put a dent in it.
That's what a lot of people can't comprehend. It's the elite. The elite is going to be the elite. That's something that we can't change unless something fucking nuts happen. Okay. But when it comes to drug dealers or bad boys or thugs that can literally make immediate money, even though it doesn't last, right? They can still make immediate money doing some crazy stuff on the block, or approach the guys with those briefcases, whether they're mediocre or higher, and just say, hey, can you just give me your money? Why do you think suburban areas are usually the high crime spot for robberies when it comes to those thugs? Because you believe you're safe, but a lot of suburban homes, they get too comfortable. They don't believe that the people from the ghetto is going to come over and hijack their shit.
Oh yeah,
But
and then they post on Facebook publicly when they're going on vacation, and then they wonder why their house is empty when they get back.
They're so fucking dumb when they do. So stupid. How stupid can you never ever give out dates or personal information on the internet? How dumb can you be? Oh Lord. I would just laugh at you if your whole house got cleaned out when you say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the Caribbeans from April 17th to April 28th. So yeah, guys, yeah, I kind of left my back door unlocked. You know, I brought my dog with me, and my combination is 68284. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Got the criminals like easy money, easy. It happens a lot more than you think, gentlemen. Like people get too comfortable. You never get too comfortable when it comes to your livelihood, gentlemen, because you're always going to have that one person, whether it's random or somebody that you know. Once they see that opportunity, they're going to take it. They don't care. Well, they don't care until they have to face the consequences. All of a sudden, oh, we fam, bro. Oh, we friends, bro. Like, hey, I'm just gonna take out your kneecaps. That's it. Never, ever, ever, ever reveal your personal information online like that. Don't do it. I don't. I barely have family over at my place. Trying to, oh, let me just help you. Let me get a key to your home. Let me help you clean around. Hell no. Hell no. Would you do that, Gray?
Like, what? Hand out a key to a neighbor?
No, to your family or whatever. Like, oh, let me just let me come by anytime. I'm like, the fuck? No. I'm not doing that shit. Hell no. Because who knows what attentions you have? Who knows?
And who
Would you,
knows whether or not they're careless
you
with it. Like every house key that you don't know the location of is a liability.
exactly? And how do you know that one of your family members they just got bad intentions? I can't trust you. I can't. Because I already know they're gonna try to lie in your face as much as possible if they take anything from your house.
Yeah.
What you mean, bro? What you mean you miss your entire desktop computer? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like you motherfucker. Yes, even family members will lie in your face. They would. But at the end of the day, when it comes to status, power, and respect and stuff, it is literally right behind resources, gentlemen. Why do you think women they treat men better when they're wearing a tailored suit compared to a man that just wearing just some baggy nonsense or just got holes in their pants and stuff? They literally assume that you're somebody of importance if you're walking around with a tailored suit.
Well, and there's a little bit of extra layer to that too. Because someone who is projecting high status, they usually have to spend to maintain that kind of high status. Visiting various social functions, going out to various fancy dinners. They need to keep their companions at an equal level of social status because like, you're not going to be wearing a three-piece suit and then the woman on your arm is going to be dressed like a bag lady.
I agree. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, and we pretty much talked about this yesterday, but we'll bring it back again. Military. Oh man, what woman doesn't love the military? Oh yeah, the Marine uniforms, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, Space Force. Right, I forgot Space Force existed. It's not because of you as a person. I'm sorry, gentlemen, but it is what it is. That you as a person comes later, but they only see you in the outfit and what it represents and what kind of resources and status that will come with it if she decides to mess with you. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
It's funny because it's so much of it is tied to your physical presence with the uniform. Like the uniform, as every military man will attest to, does not guarantee loyalty once you are physically separated from them.
Oh, no. Loyalty is we don't understand that word in the military.
I think honestly, a bunch of it's probably the equivalent of having a license to kill. As like, not only can you murder people relatively indiscriminately, but you can do it without receiving any negative repercussions. And all these women have they've watched action movies, you know.
Murder the bad guys. It's the bad guys, not just go willy-nilly. We destroy Taliban, Al Qaeda type shit. That's what they perceive in their minds.
Yeah, but they've all watched Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. They have a very specific idea of what a military man does.
Do they even watch Arnold? Okay, never mind.
Do women watch Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I'm talking about the back in the day movies. Like, I'm like, I don't think they even. Well, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Okay, well, come on. Having shirtless Arnold scenes in those movies or shirtless Stallone scenes is the equivalent of having a half-naked chick in a rom-com, okay?
You're not wrong. My bad for the pause. I'm drinking some good. But at the end of the day, okay, how do I explain it? And I'm sure you guys heard me say earlier in the stream, women are looking for men that they're able to elevate their own status by associating with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys have been in the military, I don't know how many veterans I have that are watching right now. How many times that you have to deal with the hippopotamus, right? Pretty much a fat fucking slob of a wife, military wife, that believes that she has the same power and authority as her husband. Just because she spared her legs and got a ring from him. She really believes that she's able to order around soldiers. And she's not even part of the military. She has no rank, no nothing. But because she is associated, she is married to a high-ranking official, battalion commander, brigade commander, division commander, post commander. She believes that she has the authority now, right? Because she elevated her status by associating with this guy to tell you what to do as a soldier. And once again, she's not a soldier. Do you know how insulting that is? But it is what it is. This is what we'll look for. They will look for men that not only they can manipulate, but on top of that, they can use their man's status, power, and respect to get what she wants, her own selfish gains. What do you say? What do you say about that, Gray?
It's honestly incredibly common, and not just soldier. Like if they're with a cop, like whoever they're in a relationship with, they assume the status of, and that doesn't work in reverse either. Like if your wife is the chief of police, you as the man are not going to get the same level of respect as the chief of police. But a woman who's the chief of police, whose husband is the chief of police, yeah, she's gonna go around like acting as though she's like the top shit on the cops. And by and large, that will be true because I'm pretty sure that there have been police officers that have been fired because the police chief's wife didn't like them.
Oh, plenty of times. Oh, let's add in the judges too. Yes, for some reason, judges' wives have a say when it comes to, dealing with police officers and attorneys and all that stuff. It's fucking weird, bro. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to manipulation. They want to manipulate that type of guy that has that type of power and status for her own selfish gains. Her own, not yours, herself. That is her dream. That is her dream to be able to cuck a powerful man. Oh, oh, her life, she will feel like her life has been completed if she's able to cuck a man with power.
And that's kind of thing, like, just another one of Successful's comments. They believe that Hollywood weird stuff is real. Are you serious? Oh, yeah. You look at the female fantasy these days, and they believe that shit's real. Why else would they think that a fucking 30-something divorcee can get 666 Chad's commitment?
I agree. It starts with Sex in the City, in my opinion, where it went downhill very quick. I know it's been happening decades before, but Sex in the City fucked everybody.
Like, you look at every pro-female feminist movie, it is, without exception, a woman doing horrible things and getting away with it.
I'm gonna read this right quick. Do you have to salute officers' wives? They tried to. I never did.
The wives would sure want you to.
Yeah, I'm not saluting a fucking civilian. If you got a problem, tell the commander to come here. Not once I had a commander call my commander with that issue. Why? Because I'm in the right. I'm not a bitch. The fuck? Like, hell no. You didn't go through basic training like I did. You didn't do all the extra classes that you had to do. I ain't saluting you for shit, ma'am. Now go get your little $15 Starbucks coffee. Get the fuck out of my face. And once again, I didn't say it like that, but she knew my intentions. She knew the vibe. She knew the vibe. Like, I ain't saluting you, motherfucker. The fuck? Get your ass out of here. OG, that is sad when you let your wife run your career. Hillary Clinton. Yep. And I guarantee you, she dangled that situation over Bill Clinton's head till this day with that blowjob. Guaranteed. Moon, never watched Sex in the City. The title of the show movie never appealed to me. Well, good. You probably have a chance. You have a chance to actually get somewhere when it comes to relationships. I swear. Real names not given. It started with Sex in the City, but ended with Sex Behind the Dumpster. Oh, speaking of that, I'm going to be making a short about this tomorrow morning. They were having some type of meeting of single men and single women coming together and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the singles mixer.
Oh, you saw the video.
A hammer headed up a short of it. Yeah, it's like only women.
Moon, were you in the military? Yes, I was. Definitely. Did I like the bullshit? No. But do I miss the friends that I made along the way? Fuck yeah. Those are people that you can't replace. Nobody else can relate to what you went through in the military. Okay. So when it comes to this topic, Gray, do you have anything else you wanna speak on when it comes to this?
Specifically with the uniform. Yes, it would be very much what the uniform represents beyond the individual, because it's never about the individual with the uniform. The very design of a uniform is meant to remove one's individuality. So,
Right.
quite frankly, the very fact that a woman will go for a man in uniform should be the ultimate proof that they do not give a flying fuck about your personality, no matter what they say.
I agree.
Like, they care about what you are, not who you are. Never have. Like, the only time they care about who you are is in the sense that how can you be specifically manipulated? Like, how can
Yeah.
they learn how to twist your buttons and get you riled up and doing what they want that no one else can? That's where they care about your personal quirks and habits. But if a woman does not care about your status and perceived power, then you're not going to win them over with a fucking personality. You're not going to win them over with some funny jokes. Like, maybe you'll entertain them enough for a night of fun. Maybe.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of women out there on the hunt near military bases. Plenty of women. They're on the prowl to baby trap you. What do you call them? Barracks bunnies, and we had another nickname, but the only one I can remember right now is Barracks Bunny. Like, she's literally trying to find some sucker to where she can get free healthcare and free money every month, which is pretty much BAH. Basic allowance house. I forgot the goddamn acronym. Okay, but it's BAH. It's been a while since I've been in, but they're literally out there like they literally go over to bars to take advantage of men at bars. That's how crazy it gets. I don't even want to know how crazy it is right now based on the situation that's happening with the economy and all that stuff. I don't even want to know.
Oh, we're well aware. Like, you've got women propositioning men and offering up to spread their legs for a full tank of gas.
I'm gonna stop you, Gray. See, that's what confuses me about the fucking military, right? See, we call it BAH, but at the same time we call it basic housing allowance. But the acronym is BAH, basic allowance housing. So we use BAH as the acronym for basic housing allowance. The fucking acronyms in the military, man. God fucking damn it. Okay. Sorry, I had to rant. What'd you say, Gray? Motherfuckers.
Oh God, lost my train of thought there for a sec.
My bad, man. I have PTSD when it comes to acronyms. Acronyms. Like, why? Keep it the same. Like, if you approach two military personnel and they can literally speak in acronyms in front of you, like, you'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, but you were talking about, what were you talking about? I completely forgot now. Damn.
Yeah.
My bad, bro.
Well, more so that the uniform removes the personal aspect of it.
Yeah.
And that they're very much looking for the connections, the resource potential, and the institutions. Now, you might be able to bypass that with giving them entertainment, but okay, maybe like that might get you for a night or a weekend, but you're never going to be someone that they pursue. Like, at that point, you're basically a stray dog that they've taken a liking to. Like, if you're trying to get a woman on your personality, you're a stray dog that they're going to adopt because it's cute and then ditch as soon as it's inconvenient.
What do you have to say about what Cesspool said? Gray, here's a... Can't even say that goddamn word. How do you say that word?
Dichotomy. So, Gray, here's a dichotomy for you. Men in the military move as a unit. Women act singularly. in the world. Women act as a collective, while men are forced to be incels. Well, first of all, in the military, in order to be a unit, the individuality of a man has to be thoroughly beaten out of him.
I learned something new today. Dichotomy. Okay. I just looked it up.
Yeah. And then women acting singularly? Well, at the end of the day, women are all out for themselves. Like, women don't move as a collective group. They move under self-interest every single time.
Come on, Moon. Come on.
Why do they do it? Because they can and they're bored.
like Moon, like, come on. Like, okay, so okay. Wives and female soldiers in the military is like putting a pit bull in a butcher shop alone. Do you really think that's going to end well? Just put it out there. You really think that's going to end well? Especially when her husband is overseas, supposedly like married overseas, fighting for his life. For every one woman is like literally 10, 15 men. Or probably more. I'm probably lowballing it. You literally can put a fucking dog, a wolf, or whatever cannibal animal you can put in and just put it in the butcher shop by himself all alone. Everything's available. That's pretty much how it is for women that deals with the military. Like, you really think young soldiers are going to say no? You really think that the older soldiers that haven't gotten none in a while is going to say no? Let's keep it real. Moon, you're good. You're good. I'm just trying to put in an example that's understandable for everybody. Okay, it ain't no hard feelings. It's all good. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
That's the thing. It's not just exclusive to the military man. Anytime a man is away from the house for an extended period of time, the wife is probably going to get some secondary pipe laid.
I agree. They always have a backup, always.
Like, the military is just where long-term deployment is a regular part of life. But I'm sure everyone knows the trope of the freaking like Japanese wife who gets lonely because her husband's always away on business trips and so finds some hot thing to pump her full of baby batter on the weekends.
Yep, Jody's always lurking in the background, always waiting, always. So whoever's been in the military, you know what I'm talking about. Jody strikes again. I've never been much of a Jody. I don't fuck with. When you make a promise, especially in front of God, I don't fuck with married women like that. That's just a principle of mine. You get what I'm saying, Gray?
No, like when some dude's got a good thing going, it's just usually not a good idea to get in the way of that.
Exactly.
Because like for all you know, like that is the one. Like, I mean, you would not want to be responsible for like removing an actual unicorn.
I agree. And once again, these women, they approach you. And I agree with Will B. You will be Jody without knowing it. Yes. Yes. A good amount of situations where women, they pretend to be single at the bar. But they will literally take off the wedding ring and all that craziness. Especially if their husbands are deployed overseas. Dr. Dree, who the fuck is Jody? So Jody is pretty much a figure of speech when it comes to a man that's going to be creeping around, sleeping with military girlfriends or military wives while you're out deployed fighting for your life or whatever you're doing overseas. He's always on the lookout. He's always lurking. And once again, Jody is those pieces of trash, right? That knowingly knows that, hey, oh, your husband's over in Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay. Hey, let me come up in the house and talk to you for a bit. And then he gets all upside them guts. That's why Jody is literally a derogatory term in the military. If you're labeled as a Jody, that's not a good thing whatsoever. In fact, it can affect your career.
Well, I mean, like, let's be honest. If you get a reputation for being a Jody and your squad mates find out about it, they're going to look at you with some fucking side eye, especially if they've ever been burned by a Jody before.
I completely agree. Like, you will be isolated pretty much. Like, I've seen it personally. I have. This guy, like, he really thought that he can just go around and sleep with military wives. But once again, listen, not all soldiers are stupid. They'll be able to tell if their wives are cheating or not. And of course, the wife is not going to take accountability. She's just going to throw it off on that person. So you're going to get caught eventually. I mean, if you do, there's actually punishment in the military if chain of command finds out. So don't be a Jody. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, isolation in the military, of course, is death. So
yeah, especially in war, they don't want to save you. If you're in a firefight, it sucks.
no.
Did I say something too deep? What's up? Like,
No, it's not even that. Like, I'm just thinking all the scenarios. Like, maybe they don't go the extra mile to drag your ass to the evac chopper.
exactly. Like, believe it or not, gentlemen, so soldiers, they still have feelings. And if, unfortunately, if you found out that you slept with your squad leader's wife or platoon sergeant's wife, best believe they'll be having some how do I say, motive to not save you if you ever got injured. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there, y'all. Being a Jody is not as glamorous as it seems. Yeah, we make fun of Jody. Like, we make fun of how, he creeps from house to house to see if any husband is deployed and the wife is all alone and vulnerable. But at the same time, I also put blame on the wife because that's what she signed up for, and she decided to sleep with Jody.
Well, that's the thing. Like, as a man, yeah, we can blame the woman, but at the end of the day, we as the dude are going to have to face the consequences, and if we can't control their actions, we can only control our own.
That's why I was told don't get married or relationships or whatever while you're in the service. And I'm very glad that I was told in the recruitment office that don't fucking do it. And on top of that, I had people during my career that were married that said, hey, think long and hard about getting married or don't get married at all. You see what I'm going through, man? You see what I'm going through? Don't do it. The military has been a huge red pill for me. Huge. And I'm sure a good amount of you veterans can say the same. It's the Wild West out there, and the people that are shooting all over the place are the military wives. Oh, And also, if you work with men and women in your unit, the female soldier that's married, she won't hesitate to sleep with as many dudes in her unit as possible. But be careful, because she can still put false allegations against you.
And
The
not
game
just
is
your unit, but your entire bunk. And you might be able to trust the guys next to you with your life, but but can you necessarily trust every single dude in the barracks?
hell no, and I will never trust a female soldier with my life ever.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming best case scenario, like with like an all male soldier. Could you honestly trust every single man in a military barracks?
No, I can trust around at least 90% of them if it's just male only.
Yeah, well, you know she's gonna gravitate to the one scuzz bucket in there, so
Yeah, the female soldier that comes in will just disrupt the entire dynamic and cohesion of that unit. It happens all the time, gentlemen. That's why it's one of many reasons I call women the agents of chaos. Right. It's not completely her fault, but you know how men get, especially if they've been deployed for around 6 months, 8, 12 months. They got those desert goggles, right? They haven't had any puniti in forever. Then all of a sudden, you got those 1 or 2 female soldiers coming in. They will be literally infighting.
I mean, at that point, like, what's the difference between desert goggles and prison goggles?
Oh, it's not that much different, just keeping it real.
Mm.
But hey, we're gonna end the stream here because I do want to do a stream later on tonight. You're probably gonna be asleep, but I do want to do some type of gaming stream later on tonight. See if I can.
Yeah, I can go for a couple
Just 1
hours. Yeah, so like
Oh,
if it's like
2
10,
hours?
if it's like 10 or 11, yeah, I can do that.
Mm,
If you plan
so
on
what
doing it at
is?
midnight, though, I'll have to tap out.
We'll see. We'll see. Worst comes to worst, we can definitely just do a straight up gaming stream tomorrow because we haven't done one in a minute.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, there's reasons for that, but we can chat on
Yeah,
that over Discord.
Yeah, too many bullshit, too much bullshit. But gentlemen, this has definitely been a good conversation. I don't think we need to elaborate much else on this, right? We pretty much got
Yeah, we
it.
kind of beat this one into the ground.
Yeah, so we're good to go. Don't want to waste your time, but hey, who knows? If I think of a topic within the next couple hours, I'll come back on with another topic. Because remember, the grind doesn't stop for the Warband. It does not. All right. This was a phenomenal conversation, wasn't it, Gray?
Yeah, that's definitely something worth diving into a bit.
All right, y'all. Hopefully, you guys had a bunch of gems dropped on you within this past hour. And hey, if you're able to have another topic to talk about, we'll come back on it within a few hours. You cool with that, Gray?
Yep, I'm good for that.
All right. This is Sir Yeetus and Gray, and we are out. Thank you guys for participating today. It was fun. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.